Welcome back, everyone. I'm LeftwithLuka, apparently, and this is...
I'm Sam Pizza, Sam the Media Man, however you want to know me as. Yeah, I'm here on a Left with Luka production, finally. I'm so excited.
Took you long enough. So today we're discussing the beauty that is Andor Season 2. So we're going to talk about our thoughts on watching all 12 episodes, which we're not going to get that time back, but yeah.
What do you mean? It was good. I liked it.
Yeah, we did the grind, though.
Yes.
I feel like Andor Season 2 was their whole I'm going to say marketing gimmick because, like, there's no reason this had to be like this. But all of Season 2, because they didn't think they were going to get another season, is they were stuffing 4 years of Andor into 12 episodes. So each 3 episodes that were released on Disney Plus were 1 year of Andor the Rebellion's life. Contrast to what the Empire was doing with the ISB and all the stuff happening on that side.
Really? It's an assignment. Calibrate your enthusiasm.
Yes, sir.
We did see Director Krennic.
We did see Director Krennic. He appeared for a few episodes, a few times here and there.
And he really wanted the Calicite.
It's fucking Calcite. We have to get the Calcite. It's about the Calcite.
Yeah, they wanted to distract the people in the Senate. That's why they got the Calcite from Ghorman. So
The Ghorman spiders. If one complaint I had for Andor Season 2, it wasn't that we didn't see more spiders, because, like, if I'm worrying about the spiders, Star Wars is doing something wrong.
yes, I will say the spiders in Mandalorian were creepy, really creepy. I hated that episode. So
yeah.
that was really bad. So
With Star Wars nowadays, they're going to make a comic book.
yes, they do.
Somebody
make
will.
Yes, yes.
Because we need to know all that lore. We need to know where Bulio from Rise of Skywalker was. He's my favorite character in Star Wars.
Why is he your favorite character?
Because he's pointless.
Okay. Anyway, back to
It's just like the sequel trilogy.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Like, a lot of the times when a show will focus on a character, it would usually be the protagonist, you leave the antagonist to the side, or vice versa.
Yeah.
This time they played both sides and gave them both human qualities, even if it was the Empire and they shouldn't have redeeming qualities.
I'm glad they showed the ISB being, kind of sad and depressed. So, yeah, they unalived themselves. That scene, by the way, the subtle, like, hand gesture when he gets shot is just crazy.
My favorite Imperial, Leopartigres. I think that's his name. Partiglu?
I think that's kind of the point, is, like, we're not supposed to remember their names because,
Yeah.
They're part of not a great side.
I think his name was Leopartigres. Whoever that actor was, that guy was amazing. Perfect Imperial, exactly what the Empire is supposed to be about. This very militaristic, like, decorum to the T. We don't mess around. We are just rooting out every rebel cell we can find.
Hope. They mention that a lot. They mention that rebellions are built on hope.
Because they didn't milk it enough in Rogue One. You can tell this show's really doing its job when Andor is, like, the least interesting character in the show.
Yes.
Even though Andor's, like, always interesting in this show, Andor felt like he was doing a backseat in his own show because everyone else was fucking incredible.
Yeah, I wish we got to see more K2SO, though. I think
Yeah.
that's
he's
the
in-
one.
He's in Rogue One, though, so...
I know, but I feel like, because someone said that C-3PO, R2-D2, K2SO, and Chopper were all on the same base at the same time. That would have been awesome to see them do some war crimes together, especially battle droids. My favorite droid.
Look out for that merch. I don't know.
No, we don't have merch.
Merchandising.
We were talking about characters, so what was your favorite character? Because there are a lot of characters.
There's a lot of characters, and I can't remember his name.
Oh, Cyril?
Yeah, that guy. He didn't get a good end, but I'm glad we got to see him enjoy his time on Ghorman for a little bit. Do some interesting things with Dedra. They had sex.
They didn't show it, though. They obviously have a relationship, and then later on, as the years progress, then Cyril ends up being a little bit of a abuser.
Little Spoon too, kind of.
A little spoon?
Sorry, we probably shouldn't say that.
We can.
No.
Would you like to elaborate?
No. Anyway.
Oh no, he's getting ordered around. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Dedra knows exactly what she's doing.
Yes.
This guy's
Oh,
like
yeah.
such an idiot. Like,
Yeah.
he literally doesn't even know there's a bug in his office. He's like
Yeah.
higher up in like Imperial stuff.
He doesn't even know what he's doing on Ghorman, to be honest. Like, he doesn't know
No.
why. Like, they don't know why they're mining all this stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows what they're making, you know.
He's trying to play both sides, but he's not
Yes.
smart enough to play both sides.
He's not smart enough, and then that's what got him to die in the end. And
Yeah. I think the whole series throughout the different years we see on Ghorman is like the heart of why this season was so good in comparison to season 1, because as good as season 1 was as well, the fact we're like time jumping from year to year helps show how the Empire has taken over Ghorman as a planet.
It also is to show that they're taking over like a bunch of other planets this way by just the authoritarian rule, you know. And
So on Ghorman, basically Cassian is sent there during, we kind of see the development happen, and then Cassian throughout the years is trying to interact with like the rebel cell on Ghorman, and we kind of see this interaction between Cassian and the person that had been a part of the Ghorman massacre back in the day, which Tarkin was a part of.
yeah, it's funny how they don't mention the first Ghorman massacre at all that much, except a few times. And then when the second one happens, they're like, "Oh my God, it's the worst thing," you know.
I think they just basically did it in that one scene to show, oh, you know, there's history here.
And that's why everyone, you know, doesn't like the Empire building that huge building, you know, that's gonna tower over where everyone got unalived. So
That's obviously not just like a, you know, apartment building.
no, that's something bigger. So when we got towards the end of the season, when they were trying to find out what was happening, it was just like we heard the word Death Star so many times, you know, compared to Rogue One where you don't hear it at all. Since, you know, we know this story, we know what happens, they're like, okay, we can say Death Star. Say the word. So
That wasn't Tarkin.
sorry, not Tarkin. Tarkin would do that though. That's basically to show, you know, power. It's a chain of command to kind of be like one has power over the other. So
That action from Mendelsohn was like improvised.
oh, it was a good improvisation.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
that
it
scene,
worked.
which is freaking nuts.
It's scary. That it literally shows like you've been caught, kind of you're over.
It's kind of funny because you did mention it's like he literally gets in trouble the next day. Like
Yes.
Krennic's fucked like the next day.
That scene is literally what happens like the day before, you know, they're on the Death Star.
All this is leading up to the Ghorman massacre, which is one of the darkest things I've ever seen in a Star Wars property.
I think the second Ghorman massacre is probably
Yes.
the worst because they show it on screen finally.
Yeah.
I mean, they mentioned it, what is it, in 2014 in Rebels, like literally. And then we see it, you know, and we're like, oh my God. The whole massacre is a setup. There is an Imperial sniper, an ISB agent, that snipes another ISB agent, basically. And that causes all the other ISB agents on the ground to start massacring the people. And then everyone has blasters and firing back and forth. Let me get to my favorite scene, when they release the Imperial security droids.
When they release the dozens of K2SOs. And they do not give a shit who they kill.
Yeah.
They just straight up kill
They-
like their own people.
They definitely showed the security droid's power here more than they did in Rogue One. Because in Rogue One, it was more secretive. They didn't really show the droid. But yeah, it was crazy.
Like the impact looks like somebody got hit by an oncoming bus. Like it's just boom.
And then that's also the part where Cassian kills.
Oh, Cyril?
Yep, he kills Sero because, you know, he finally meets Cassian for the first and last time.
He's an interesting character. Because, like, his mom is...
Yeah.
The one of the tensest scenes in the show is between... I think, actually, the creators said it was their favorite scene, was the dinner scene with Cyril, Dedra, and the mother.
Oh my God.
And it's, like, the most insane thing because like he walks out of the room and they're having like a negotiation back and forth on how they should treat him for like the next couple of years, and
then he just goes lays on the bed because he knows he's screwed. So because he has these figures that are technically more powerful than him. So Mom and Empire. So
he's a little soy boy.
He's a little soy boy. Oh my god. Yes, he's a little soy boy. Back to the Ghorman massacre. I mean, the Imperial stormtroopers just stopped everyone from escaping and just fired upon the crowd. So eventually, people were able to escape.
The whole tension is Andor's trying to get a shot on Dedra the entire time.
Yes,
they're trying to assassinate her. Yeah.
That's the whole point of that.
Which is really strange, because I think the rebels think she's a big deal, but in the Empire structure, she's not that much of a threat.
She does nothing because she failed on, was it the planet in the first season? She failed on that.
Oh
planet.
yeah, it was.
That's literally why.
Tracking Axis, they call it, right? Tracking Axis, what she was looking for. Whatever the main Imperial is that kind of communicates with Dedra most of the time. He's even like, you need to watch what you're doing because like the Empire's on you.
Cassian does get the shot.
So the droid, which ends up being K2SO, chases after him, and then I think
someone from the rebel cell rams the droid, just not destroying it, but just literally disabling it till it powers off, and then. I wish that wasn't how they met. I don't know if it's my favorite way of how they met.
Yeah, I remember you saying that when we were watching it, but it also kind of makes sense because, like, how else are you gonna get the droid?
No, I mean, yeah, I agree.
It's also kind of sick. It's from the freaking Ghorman massacre of all places.
Yes, but it feels very like I don't know. I feel like they could have done more to kind of like don't give them voice boxes. So.
Roger.
I still can't seem to hit anything.
Isn't it crazy? We've talked about so much of this season, yet we've talked about almost nothing because there's 12 episodes over 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, and the original plan for Andor was to have like 10 seasons. All right, we're gonna do 12 episodes of the Ghorman massacre.
Oh my gosh.
It could have. I mean, if they did that, they could have gone more in detail of the Ghorman massacre. But again, if they gone more in detail, it just would have been boring. I feel like it just would have been.
And then Cassian's love interest, we'll say.
She's important to the story. The love story is very intricate and kind of.
Yeah. Don't we start off with it even? Like, isn't that like I forgot if that's the first scene or not, but it's one of the first scenes where they're in the safe house.
The safe house. I think no. The first scene we're in.
Oh,
we're in the Imperial facility.
Oh, where he steals it, right?
Yes.
And then he comes back.
That's the next scene, I think, is like them talking and all that. But I kind of want to talk about the Imperial facility that we were on. I think that's the planet that we were on, that Han Solo was on, the snowy planet with the train.
Oh,
I think that's the planet. I think that is the planet.
Didn't you notice that there was like one of those specialized troopers from Solo there?
Yes, there was the range trooper.
The range
trooper, and it had rocket launcher this time. So, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think what's so funny about that scene is like they're both like rushing to find like the range trooper's trying to reload his cannon and then obliterates him to nothing when he finds the right button. So
yeah,
there's nothing left. So
when I first saw this scene, I'm like, how the heck does Andor know how to do this? Like, I know he's an experienced pilot, but is this an experimental Imperial ship? And I'm like, oh, well, they would still make it manageable for like an Imperial pilot to pilot.
Yeah,
they aren't just gonna like make this new ship and have some random person have to train on it for like a year.
So I'm guessing this was the only TIE Avenger in the whole facility, the whole Empire. They were testing it. Cassian steals it, and then they just decide, you know what? We're not going to worry about it because this would probably be like the 10th time that a TIE fighter, like an experimental TIE fighter, just goes missing. You know?
Right.
Why do they call them TIE fighters?
No idea.
That whole subplot with Andor kind of stealing the ship was the main focus of the first couple episodes. I think the weakest ones, because like, that's what I don't remember. It's mainly just to set up Andor and stuff. Like, it's not meant to be the most flashy episode.
It's to show the first rebel cells on Yavin. There's a rebel cell on Yavin, yet they are fighting against each other. They don't believe, some don't believe on other things, and that's kind of what the whole rebellion and even into the New Republic kind of goes. Is like there's a lot of disagreements, and that's what causes the downfall of the New Republic and the rise of the First Order.
So Yavin.
We love Yavin.
It basically looks the same as Rogue One, but like when we first see it, it's like, oh, it's Yavin. We're developing Yavin. That's the whole crux of what the rebellion is doing throughout the 12 episodes is building Yavin. It's like the big secret.
This is the biggest rebel cell, I believe, in the whole rebellion, and that's
Which is crazy because if you think about it, the two biggest secrets of the season is Yavin and the Death Star. Leaks out, of course, through Rogue One. Yavin, that leaks out during A New Hope, which happened almost exactly about the same time, maybe a couple days apart.
Luthen.
Right?
Luthen. Thank you. Not Lex Luthor. Luthen.
It's a different movie.
Yes. If you think about it, he's the one at the top that created the rebellion. He literally started this whole rebellion. Also with Saw. He did everything he had to do. He had the one ISB agent that he was talking to. And when the ISP agent found about the Death Star, he unalived him because it was necessary because it was a huge secret. The Death Star was a huge secret, and even people in the Empire were complaining of how hard it is to keep this secret of the Death Star.
In this season, both Luthen, Kleya,
which we think is Leia, but we're not gonna go there. So
she's not Leia, but she should be. And then it would make a lot of sense, but this show doesn't want to go there because they're stupid, but whatever. Actually, they're not stupid. I love this season. That was my one complaint, though. Why wasn't she Leia? Her name's Kleya. You put a K in front of Leia, and it's Kleya. Whoop-de-doo.
No, I know, but I mean, I think this whole time, Princess Leia is on Alderaan this whole time during this whole thing. And
Tony Gilroy was talking about how they were thinking of putting Leia in, but they just didn't fit because of the season. So I feel like that would have been a chance for her to just be Leia, but I get why they don't want to shrink the universe. They want to make new characters.
They want to make new characters. I mean,
Yeah, because a lot of the rebellion we see is between Kleya, Luthen, and Mon Mothma, who kind of gets dragged into more of Luthen's icky stuff.
Yep.
Luthen's kind of like Saw Gerrera, where people just hate him because of what he is. Like, he does stuff without authorization from the whole rebellion sector.
Which is the problem. That's why the problem, because as we see in Rebels, like this whole time, is people have to wait for a yes or no, and it's like, okay, that's what causes people to die. Sorry, to unalive and all that. So it's just, why are you like this, Mon Mothma? Why do you have to be a bitch?
Mon Mothma is like, Mon Mothma's like a center person. She doesn't lean any certain way. She kind of goes where the wind goes, I guess. She's definitely rebellion, but she's like wants to be like middle ground until she realized like all this stuff that's been building up underneath her is about to collapse, and now she has to make a choice.
Yeah, and as we see in Rogue One, they literally just decide to go rogue.
Yeah,
just decide to like, hey, screw this. If they didn't go, the base would have been destroyed. By the way, Yavin would have been destroyed. The rebellion would have ended. So.
The main part of the Rebel Alliance, you have like three or four main figures. I think Bail's a little like under the other three, but you have like, Mon Mothma is like the center, kind of trying to keep the peace kind of person. Yep. Luthen's more logical than Saw Gerrera, but they kind of have like the same goal of just trying to fight their own battles. And Saw Gerrera, which is played by the same actor from Rogue One, luckily.
That was cool.
I'm sure it wasn't cheap.
No, it was very expensive. Did you know that this was probably the most expensive Star Wars project? I think it was like $64 million or something.
It was worth it.
Yeah, it was expensive for this project.
Because you can tell, because even the episode where Saw Gerrera is featured in, they have to build out like this whole like landing pad with like X-wings and things.
This is the base we see in The Force Awakens. That's the base.
Oh, you're right.
That's the base. So
why did I not pick up on that?
Yeah, so that's the base that we see, and that's it's Saw. Saw's not going to share it with the rest of the rebellion.
Right.
So
Rogue One, you can tell he's a little unhinged, but this episode with Saw Gerrera, it's like, bro, this guy's just the most unhinged person you've met in your entire life.
Oh my god. they literally breathe in a chemical. I don't remember the chemical name, but like he literally says, breathe in the chemical. It's a chemical to power something. I forget what that whole thing was.
Because doesn't he go back to the Separatist time?
First time we meet Saw Gerrera is in the Clone Wars. Ahsoka, Anakin, Obi-Wan teach Saw, where we actually see the first rebellion exist in Star Wars, because it's literally them rebelling against the Separatists. And the reason why Saw is so like gung-ho, get things done kind of thing, like I'm gonna just go in there, get it done, it's because his sister died to the Separatists, which were controllers of their world. So Andor, that's why he's always angry all the time. So
he's a very cranky man. Actually, a lot of people are cranky in this season.
I think let's talk about that meeting with Krennic. It's with Krennic and Dedra and your favorite ISB agent. So they're at this table and they're discussing why to go to Ghorman. They were discussing it because they didn't need to actually go there. They were discussing how we need to keep it secret, because I think they were losing the secrecy of the Death Star. So they need to have this meeting. They're going to be like, hey, you guys got to keep this secret or you're gonna die. We're gonna kill you or unalive you. So they had this meeting to kind of say, we need this mineral for, they needed the mineral for
the Calcite.
The Calcite, which they explained that it was something for the Death Star like dish, but in reality the Death Star was almost done, I think, at that time. I mean, it was getting completed. So
Krennic, especially in this scene, he's a bit of a, he's a bit fruity, he's a bit of a diva. He's very different from most Imperials who are very serious and they're very authoritarian, like you were saying.
Yes.
And then Krennic's like, he just wants stuff done.
God,
he has a short temper.
As we see in Rogue One, he was very salty when Tarkin was like, I own this Death Star now. Bye-bye. And that really, pushed Krennic to be like, this is my accomplishment. I love that scene, by the way.
Be sure not to choke on your aspirations, director.
Remember, Darth Vader, in the whole sense of things, is not even part of the Imperial Army, Navy, any of that. He's a Sith. That's kind of his thing. And the Emperor was more of, even though he was a Sith, of course, he actually had to deal with more of the making decision stuff.
Right.
So Lord Vader was there more for the Jedi. So.
Vader hates directors.
He
hates those people.
And he hates Tarkin too, but he can't show it because Tarkin is technically second in command. He's in command after the Emperor. So.
I always thought Vader had more respect for Tarkin.
We see a thing between Anakin and Tarkin.
Yeah.
Between in the Clone Wars and stuff. So I think and Anakin believes that Tarkin has the right ideas. So and that's where the respect comes.
What makes you think so?
Oh, Mon Mothma. We haven't talked about Mon Mothma yet. That's a big part of the season as well.
God. Sorry, I don't like Mon Mothma.
I like the actress.
Yes. Why do you like the actress?
They casted her right because she's doing a lot of heavy lifting, especially in this season.
This is the same actor that we saw in Rogue One.
Yeah. I think even
Ahsoka.
back to the prequels, right?
She was Episode 3, I know. And then I think she was the voice actor for the Rebel series, so...
She's very good at, getting
so.
her way most of the time.
Most of the time, yeah.
She also, the people she trusts are very questionable.
Yeah.
She's very shocked when somebody betrays her that's obviously going to betray her.
One of the senators that
Are we talking about copy and paste Bail Organa?
You find that amusing?
The Senate is crazy. We don't see the Senate much in Andor. I mean, we see it more than a lot of other stuff, but it's insane because a lot of people support the Empire. A lot of planets are like, go Empire.
Yeah, also the crazy part of her dealing in the Senate is just how many people are against her when the Empire starts to crack down. And especially in the party, the fact you see Luthen just peering into the whole scene, taking everything in behind the scenes. He's like, oh, I know exactly what's happening. And Mon Mothma is completely clueless to anything that's happening.
Yes, she has no idea what is happening. When Andor kills someone, she's like,
Even in the party, instead of like actually coming up with a plan, she just starts downing drink after drink and starts dancing. Missed opportunity to have the Cantina band in there.
Thank you. We're the Cantina Band. If you have any requests, shout them out. Play that same song. All right, same song. Here we go.
Mon Mothma has one of the most powerful scenes in a Star Wars project, and that is when she has to actually make her speech to the Senate, which up to that point we're still unsure is she actually going to make it to the Senate floor, because like they're pulling strings just to even get her on the damn pod.
They're trying to take her down because as she's talking she starts mentioning the Empire's bad, and then behind the scenes like they're like, oh, we need to take her down, and they're like, we can't unplug it. But then when she mentions the Emperor is bad, that is when the Senate goes wild.
The monster who will come for us all soon enough is Emperor Palpatine.
Specifically, the word Palpatine is used twice in the show, and that's why I'm kind of glad they didn't bring Vader in, because Palpatine is like this big overarching threat. Nobody wants to bring up the name. It's kind of like in Harry Potter when they talk about Voldemort. It's like the person who shall not be named. The main focus is why the Emperor is like doing all this politics stuff. And the two scenes they use it for is, for maximum effect, is when Mon Mothma is straight up like, the monster's coming for us soon, it's Emperor Palpatine. And then the second part is with my favorite Imperial, and he's like,
Save the sermon for Palpatine.
Whenever you bring up Palpatine, it's never for a good reason.
I want to see a confrontation between Tarkin and Emperor Palpatine, or just any figure, anyone.
Like the whole Mon Mothma thing only happens because of Kleya's character, because the rebellion's finally found out like what's been happening this whole time. Kleya is like the central figure to this whole operation being successful, because Luthen, in a confrontation with Dedra, who finds out about the whole rebellion, really great writing, probably one of the best scenes in the show. And Luthen decides he has to take his life, because this whole thing is, if they interrogate him, this whole thing's going out the window.
That's why they destroy the console too. That literally connects directly to rebel cells, so they have to destroy it.
They still figure out the code.
They do figure out the code, and
which makes sense why they block the transmission in Rogue One.
That's also how they start to find out about Yavin base. So.
Yes. Yeah. And then Luthen's taken to some kind of hospital wing.
We see a hospital for the first time in Star Wars, which I think is actually really cool.
Kleya basically has to go girl boss and do probably one of the hardest things she had to do in the entire series, which is pull the plug on Luthen.
Literally.
Which she has been with for a very long time.
Ever since she was, I think, 15, I think they said.
Okay.
Like a teenager.
She looks really young in the show.
We go into a flashback and we see, how they bonded and how the Empire are a bunch of dicks. I do want to know what Luthen was doing before. I don't know if he was
It looked like he was in a battle.
They were in a battle of some sort. They never show the battle, which we don't need to know, I guess. But
do you think it was like during Separatists?
No, because it's really hard to tell. They could have been fighting the Empire, which I feel like is the most, plausible cause. But, well, wait a minute. No, because they were killing Kleya's people. We don't really know what happened, but it was some sort of fight. One of Luthen's mistakes. That's kind of why he decides to take this, Kleya and then go.
Luthen, throughout season 2, is kind of going crazy, because he's he's pissed off. He's like, we haven't made any progress. All these communications, I'm completely lost in what I'm even doing for the rebellion anymore. In his eyes, I think he kind of felt like he screwed up. That facial expression, right, with that conversation between him and Kleya, and he's like, no, I have to do this. He's like, oh, I'm not coming back from this.
He knows he's done for. He will not make it, so.
Kleya was like the only reason like Luthen like didn't screw up at all. Like he was probably on the brink of making a huge mistake.
Without Kleya, probably would have just all fallen through, and then Empire would have won.
Because we can see like already on the other worlds where kind of Cassian's family resided from season 1. They went on that one planet, but
it was an important planet in the first season, but
But they went to that other place where they have like a little farm and everything, and like you can just see how the Empire is starting to take over other worlds throughout the galaxy. That whole scene, oh my god, that whole scene in the house with the one Imperial who's just like wants to.
So we get a glimpse into how the Empire really is, and that what you just said, which was the scene. There's an attempted scene. That's the first scene that we see, and first scene of its kind in Star Wars. But it goes to show that they want to take control.
Well, you can see that like they're very manipulative. Even like on Ghorman, like you have that whole sect of the rebellion that kind of reminded me of like the World War II with the
French Resistance.
French Resistance. It was literally like it was completely ripped off from like World War II, which a lot of stuff in Star Wars is. It's taken from wars and stuff.
A lot of stuff is literally taken from.
But you could tell even by like the hats, like okay, we're just doing French Resistance.
They're literally speaking part French as the language.
It is the French planet.
But scene. The scene was interesting. I mean, he eventually died, so that's a good part. But
a lot of them did, right?
Most of them died because I think eventually Cassian showed up in the TIE Avenger and just
He's fucking pissed off.
Which but one of the things I want to know is what happened to the TIE fighter that he's flying? What happened?
Well, didn't they took it, right?
They took it, but what happened? They never tell. They never say.
It's probably on Yavin, right? I'm assuming they took it apart.
They took it apart, studied it, then decided that they just didn't want it because it's a precursor to the TIE Interceptor. Because
like Vader's?
No, the TIE Interceptor, which is the more advanced TIE fighter that we see in Episode 6.
Oh, that one, yeah.
Yes.
It's on the top of his tier list, folks.
Oh! I know. I want to mention something, just a small something. So at the end of the by the way, last episode, so powerful with the music. I think they did so well with like the edit and to show where everyone is now at, and that literally leads right into Rogue One, as we see. Literally,
editing's really great in this
Andor literally goes to the planet to meet his informant to tell him about the Death Star again. So at the end, we see where everyone is at. We see Andor leaving, but I think Dedra being in the factory that Andor was at is so powerful to show. Even if you have power, you will fall at some point. So and I don't even know what she was arrested for. Was it just the failure to comply with commands? Probably.
It was that, and the fact I think they kind of or at least Krennic made her out to be like a traitor because she kept...
the info got out. The info got out of the Death Star, and that's how one of the ISB informants got it. That's why, yes.
Because if that leaked out, then you piss off Tarkin, you piss off the Emperor.
Which is funny, because usually they kill people for that.
Partagaz probably put like a word in for her, like, because he's pretty high up. He probably got her off just to be in prison, I'm sure she would have been killed otherwise.
The whole, the Death Star was almost complete. Like, literally, they were shoving the dish into the Death Star. So people...
That's the way to put it.
People were speculating what Dedra was making. What do you speculate that she was making? What do you think?
Death Star 2. No.
That's exactly. People speculate that they were making the Death Star 2 because as a backup plan, because they probably knew that the Death Star would get out, the plans would get out, something would happen.
What do you mean they blew up the Death Star?
Can we talk about the K2SO shield? the Imperial officer shield? So, okay, one of the funniest episodes, a pretty crazy episode, is just K2SO is now finally part of the picture and helping Cassian and the rebellion, fight. And he loses comms, halfway through one of the final episodes, and so K2SO decides, you know what, I'm gonna go help Cassian, and it's good because he can disguise himself as a security droid, even though people get confused because one of the officers are like, did we request a security droid? They were really confused. He just backhands him off the side of the balcony. That was funny.
It's nice to know that the K2SO we know from Rogue One is
still
starting to develop throughout the part of Andor season 2.
He still has that dark side, I feel like, on him, we get to that hallway scene where, K2SO just goes in there, just destroys everyone, just backhanding them, punching them. Then we get to the best part. He picks up, the main officer, the guy who's kind of leading the operation, just holds him up as a human shield, and the other officer's just shooting him, which I don't know why he would shoot him more. I feel like that's bad, but it's the Empire, so. But then he saved Kleya and all that, so it was a very important mission. So.
Well, there's also that one scene in the shuttle where the ISP is like, why can't we hear from our people? And then you just see K2SO just fucking slamming this guy inside the shuttle.
They were scared out of their mind. They're like, oh my god, because they know the power of those droids. They've seen the power of the droids. They know what they do. To have it turn on you, for your life, it's over. It's over. The very, very final scene where we see Andor's lover with their baby. Oh my god. Oh, that hurts so much.
I know.
They did it so well. They literally made us cry at the end because they knew. I cry. I literally, after I watched that, I'm like, god damn it. That is sad. It's so powerful.
Because they're all gonna kick the bucket soon.
You know that they're all gonna die, and good to know that they're on a relatively safe planet, I guess. I mean, it's still controlled by the Empire, so I don't know why they went back there, but
yeah,
that was one of the loopholes, like why'd they go back there, but
I'm kind of sad that Tony Gilroy is basically done with Star Wars now. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna drop these 2 bangers, I'm just gonna leave.
I feel like it's a lot of people though, because since Disney owns Star Wars, it's one of those things where it's like Disney's gonna want to milk more out of it, so they're gonna just want to keep going. It's like stop. I like Star Wars, so you know what? I can't complain that they keep doing more stuff.
There will never be another Andor.
This might be like the last time we see a good Star Wars project for a while.
I think they just need a different director, because as much as I love Dave Filoni, I don't think he can make Andor. Because he did a great job with Clone Wars, Rebels, developing the Star Wars arc of that era of Star Wars. But if they want to make a show that's out of the universe, they have to focus in on another director.
And you people, you're all astronauts on some kind of Star Trek.
There's always a debate between Star Wars and Star Trek. Andor is more of a Star Trek show because it focuses more on the philosophy and more of the talking kind of scenes. And Ahsoka, Kenobi, all the other Disney Plus shows focus more on Star Wars is more been focused on for just lightsabers, fighting, ships,
the fight scenes, all the stuff that makes Star Wars, I guess.
Yeah, basically it's like Star Wars soap opera versus Star Wars TV drama.
Star Wars was built on literally fighting. I mean, the first one is literally battle scene.
I thought it was built on a movie set.
You are on this council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
I think most TV shows, I think the first few episodes are probably lower on my ranking, and then as the show goes on, it starts to go up my rankings. So
the first few are introductory episodes, and then we finally get to the meat of the whole series.
The meat and potatoes.
The meat and potatoes, yep.
Which is maybe what they were eating at the dinner table.
Potatoes don't exist in the Star Wars universe.
Look, I was trying to make a transition.
I'm gonna rate the first 3. Are we doing out of 5?
We can do it out of 5.
Okay, I mean that's what Letterboxd use. So
we are Letterboxd users.
I think the first.
Please sponsor us.
First 3, I'll give 3-star. 3-star, respectively.
Yeah, 3 mid. Yeah,
3.
Nothing in this series is quote unquote bad. It's just either mid or it's very great.
Yeah, this is just of the episodes because they're just introductory.
For Andor, it's mid.
Yes, the next 3 again, I'd probably just give 3.5 just because. Ghorman massacre stuff, I will give a 4.5. Beautiful episodes.
Yeah,
I think there's a few things that I feel like they could have added to make it a 5, but it was still great.
Right.
And then, of course, I'll give 4.5 for the final 4 too because it leads up to Rogue One, which is a 5-star. Do you agree with those ratings?
Yeah, I agree. As it goes on, it gets better and better.
Gets better and better.
Unlike season 1, where it's up and down for most of it.
Yeah.
More consistent, but the whole of season 2 is just whatever year or whatever arc you're in.
I will say the first season, I didn't understand the hype behind it. A lot of people were like, "Oh, this is like the coolest Star Wars thing." I didn't understand the hype. I slowly was like, "Okay, I understand. Like, it's not as much fighting; it's more the politics and stuff behind the scenes of the Empire." So I eventually was like, "Okay, I get it." But it still wasn't the greatest thing in my opinion. I do like my battle scenes and lightsaber scenes, so
Your lightsabers will make a fine addition to my collection.
Do you have any final thoughts on the season, Sam?
well, overall, I think they did great. I'm very glad they spent, I don't know, $60 million on it. Compared to like all the other stuff, they did pretty good. They built a lot of sets.
Oh yeah, they did.
I think that's what makes it strong is they actually built the sets. Well,
that was our kind of thoughts and review on Andor as a whole, but mostly Andor season 2. Really great end to this kind of era of Star Wars. It's kind of changing and transitioning to more new Star Wars, I think, because they're kind of running out of ideas.
I can't wait to see Ryan Gosling in Star Wars. That's pretty cool.
And I think Andor season 2 was even more enjoyable than the first season because I got to watch it with my main man right here.
Only for like 3 episodes, though. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you subscribe, like this video.
Share the Force. Be
Use
with
the
you.
Force, Luka.